Jar Oil. The company have filling stations across the country, and our rates are relatively cheaper than anyone else across the country. Jar Oil is the biggest producer and distributor of cement in the country with the most competitive prices in the market.
Excellent jams, Wave.
Yo, apply. Yo, luta do dede. Luta mo nulo jël moto nga andil ma xaalis. Hello?
Busel mu fine.
What?
Busel mu fine.
Oh, yes!
Wave in Gambia. Deposit and withdraw money, pay bills and buy mobile credit without fees. Transfer money wherever in the country for only 1% fee. At Wave, Busel mu fine. Wave, your money is yours.
At the beginning of the program, we made reference to Pink October in our conversation with our doctors, and Coffee Time partner Global Properties Limited is marking Pink October with a bold gesture of empowerment, offering Gambian women exclusive real estate deals designed to promote ownership, security, and independence. We can find out more about this now because we are joined by the General Manager of Global Properties Gambia Limited, Nyillan. Actually, on the flyer, I misspelled her surname, and she gave me a polite chiding by reminding me that actually the name is shorter when she writes it than when I do, because I write it with an A, she drops the A. Nyillan, welcome back to Coffee Time. You've not been on the program for ages.
Yes, thank you for having me always on Kopita. Happy to be here.
But at least you are ensuring that the sponsorship continues.
It has to, for sure.
Yeah. We'll play the jingle before we continue the conversation. So roll the jingle.
Global Properties observes Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Get tested and know your status.
In honor of the fighters, survivors, and the ones we lost, Global Properties is giving access to women to own a plot of land at Greenville today.
We are making it easy. Buy a plot of land with zero deposit and 24 monthly payment for only $20,833. Early detections saves lives.
So what inspired Global Properties to launch this special offer for women, or should I say Gambian women? Is it any woman who lives in this country who has access to this offer?
It's all women. So whether you're here or not, it's for all women. I know breast cancer is not only about women, but we just chose to highlight women this month because, yes, a lot of women do suffer from breast cancer. So in light of that, we thought about the women and said, what can we do as an institution to help support more women to get access to land? And land ownership is very significant because nowadays when you have a plot of land, in a few years the value appreciates. And for us, it's a way of savings for a woman. So we thought, let's do it for the women. And we launched 15 plots just for women to have access without any deposit. Because that is usually the biggest challenge that women have. Having to come up with a big deposit, then they have to worry about the payment plan as well. So we thought to make it easier.
Talk to us more about the types of, plots available and, the flexibility of payment plans.
So with this one in particular, we're highlighting Greenville. So Greenville is one of our pilot projects where it's the first NEA certified project in the Gambia. And it's a very nice area, very green, serene, and it's growing up as well because now we have people living in Greenville. There are houses that are built in Greenville. And the value of the property in Greenville is also increasing. So instead of putting a deposit of $150,000, we said cancel the deposit. Let's make it $20,000 a month. So this way, more women were just coming out and saying, oh my God, I can now just put $20,000 a month for 2 years. Initially, it was just 1 year. So it was much higher and more expensive to do it. And you wouldn't believe the responses we got after day one. From 15 plots, we're now at 60 plots. So we had to extend because it was so much noise of women coming out and saying, I've been saving money for the longest time, but finally, I can afford to do this. And it's not limited to just Gambia, as I said, even in the diaspora. you're looking at about $200 a month, 200 pounds a month, things like that. Everyone just kind of jumped out and started screaming and said, this is my opportunity now to finally own a plot of land. So this is really where the fire has been on. So I've just been screaming, I want to come and scream it to the whole world.
Absolutely, you've done well. And how are payments made? Where do people go to, make their payments?
I mean, it's really depending on where you are. In Gambia, we have accounts with most of the banks, so you just have to pay your $20,800. Then bring your receipt over to the office. We'll prepare an agreement for you, pick a plot for you, you sign, and every month just continue to make the payments. If you're abroad, we also have accounts abroad in UK and also in the US. So we can also prepare agreements for them and send it via email, and they would sign and then deposit their money and just keep paying every month.
Is the option of viewing before maybe, paying available? Can somebody say, well, lima jinadal bugana gis? Because some people are particular about, positions.
Of course. We can always take you on the site. The only thing is the plots are actually selling really fast, so it's not much really left there. But definitely if you come and say, hey, I want plot number 10, we can walk you over to plot number 10. I made the extra effort yesterday. I went back to the site, I took some videos, and I shared with the audience and said, those of you who've been asking, what does it look like? I did a personal walkthrough on the site just to get them to have a feel of the environment. But definitely we welcome appointments as well to the site if they're ready to go ahead and buy.
And what are the dimensions?
It's 15 by 20, and that's the standard size. We're building our 3-bedroom bungalows at the site as well. So we've also built 3-bedroom bungalows in Greenville, and they're on 15 by 20 plots. And there's enough room in the back for your bungalow, your boys' quarters and outside kitchen. So it's spacious and a 2-car garage. Yeah.
I hear you people speak about this offer being about empowerment. How does owning a plot, a property, empower a woman, Nyillan Fai, socially, economically?
First of all, I mean, having your own plot means having your own home. At the end of the day, you can save this plot and you can build your property in the future. Whether it's if you're married, you can build it for investments. You can rent it out and have an income stream that's coming for the rest of your life. You can also use it as a savings means, right? The plot is now $500,000. In the next 2-3 years, maybe it's about $700,000. That becomes an investment for you, and you've made $200,000 out of the blue. So for me, it's empowering women to be able to own their own plots of land, using it as an investment or a future property or whatever it is. I think it feels empowering. I would love the same as well for myself. So, yes.
Are there any restrictions? Is it any woman who can just come and say, well, I want to take advantage of this, Pink October offer? Or is it mainly to encourage, first-time buyers?
It's open. I've had second-time buyers come and buy. I've had men buy for their wives and for their
I hope they're not buying for themselves and only using their wives' names.
We're putting the names in there. I've had a gentleman came in and said, I want to surprise my wife. And he bought a plot, put it in her name. We did the contract, and he took it home and said, here, this is for you. And he's paying it every month. So we've had a lot of people come out, and someone just said, I'm going to buy one for my mom because she's a breast cancer survivor. So there were so many stories that just started coming out just because of this. And for us, it's just exciting, to be honest. And we just want to push it more. We started with 15 plots. We're at 65 now. So the remaining plots that are left, we want to just add it to it and then sell out Greenville completely. So imagine this would be, maybe in the next 2 days or so, we would have sold out all the service plots that are available at Greenville.
And how long will the offer run, and where can interested buyers, get more information?
It's only for this month, to be honest. And obviously, you can call me as usual. For more information, you can just give me a call on my WhatsApp number, 220, I should add, 754-4444. And I'll give you all the information. Just make your deposit and the contract. You can get it done in 30 minutes, to be honest, and have a plot of land in 30 minutes. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
And land bought from Global Properties will not end up in court one day, because, somebody said to me, people say about 90% of all court cases in the Gambia are over land. It's actually 99.999%. And I'm saying it's like every case in court is over land somehow.
So the Greenville estate is a leased land in Global Properties' name, and we have a global consent as well. So when you finish the payments, you pay your stamp duty taxes, you pay your legal fees. Within a week, you should be able to get your documents, pending that we can do the registration, because the consent is already obtained. So you will not have any issues buying a plot of land at Greenville.
Very good. And any other place where Global Properties is administering. Let's talk, generally now about Global Properties. What's latest aside, from this special promo for Pink October, which has another, 17 days to run?
Yes.
Not much, huh?
If I don't sell it out in a week.
If you don't sell out in a week,
yes.
Probably you'll soon do.
Yeah. So with Global, we're always looking for innovative property solutions. And outside of the land offers that we have, we're always looking for new projects. At the moment, we're just wrapping up Lakeview, which is one of the most successful apartment complex developments we've had. It's only about 20% of the units that are remaining to be sold. And that's been only 2 years now, almost 2 years in December. And we have one more year for completion. It's the one right across at Kotu. And it's just been amazing. So right now, we're just looking for new projects to bring on board. And the trend is going to lean more towards developments like this. Trust me, we have big projects coming up because right now people are more interested in setups like Lakeview. It's convenient, it's easy, it's an investment opportunity. So there's no need for you to worry about hiring a watchman or cleaners because everything is all inclusive in these developments. And we're looking to add more to them. We're looking to add recreation, just to enhance it. Right now, maybe it's just supermarket and restaurant and swimming pool, but eventually we'll start to we'll start to add more things there where you have activities around you. So when you come home, you're not only just maybe going to the supermarket, but you're also going to play tennis. You're going to have a track to run around or something like that. But just to involve more elements into the developments that we're coming up with. But there's a lot of things in the pipeline to come. Yeah.
Towards the end of last year, or was it earlier this year, you embarked on US and European trips. What's been the result of those trips?
So it's actually last year.
It was last year.
It was last year. We did the European tour and the American tour, and it was amazing because a lot of the people did buy, but I would say the majority came home in December and actually saw it for themselves. Because during the tour, people kept asking a lot, is this really in Gambia? Is it true? So we said, come and stay at Aquaview. Come and stay at Kololi Sand so you can see that these developments are real. And when they did, they actually came and confirmed that these are real developments and they're actually good. So they ended up buying. So I would say, yes, it was highly effective. Just a couple of weeks ago, I went to Netherlands where we had the second home tour as well. And there was an expo where a lot of people came just looking for second homes. And most of them said they're coming in December and they would also want to see because they don't believe it's in Africa. There were only two countries, African countries represented. It was Gambia and also Kenya. But they just couldn't believe that we had apartments like Kololi Sands and Aquaview. So they said, okay, we're coming on holiday. So once we come and see for ourselves, then we'll buy. But it's opened the market because when I looked at the other countries that were selling, they were selling at 800,000, 1 million in properties. And we're looking at the cost of an apartment here, you're looking at about maybe 80,000 euros. And they said, wait, I can buy 10 of these apartments here and have a multiple portfolio investment and make a lot more money than buying one apartment in some country in Europe somewhere. So Africa is opening up and Gambia is at least on the map and we are happy to contribute towards the development.
So do you have non-Gambians, after this pitching, trip, investing in global properties, assets in this country?
Yes, we have non-Gambians, but it's surprising that we have a lot more Gambians now, especially Gambians in the diaspora that are actually investing as well. So for me, it's a win-win situation because a lot of tourists that do come to Gambia are repeat tourists, as you know. So they also want to own something. So imagine coming on holiday every year, maybe twice a year, they're spending 2 months here. They rather have their own apartment that they can spend 2 months in, and the rest of the 10 months, they can rent it out and generate income, and they could make up to $10,000 a year. So why not actually, give it a try? So most people are doing that now.
And, you help them find tenants when they are renting during that period.
Yes. So that's the property management element that we've incorporated. So not only do we build and sell, but we also have a property management company that does the management, day-to-day management. And because they're on ground, they're also able to service that. When people are calling, asking for rentals, they're also able to service that element. And we have a platform where we're marketing it online to say, come for your holiday stay. So right now, people are calling for bookings for their apartments for the holidays for December and January. Yeah.
Okay. And, you also sell undeveloped plots. What if somebody says, well, I also want you to help me with building it?
Sure, we can do that as well. There are certain conditions attached to it, obviously, because it's their plot of land. So I always say the finances need to be available. The funding has to be ready so that we can build for you. Because usually you'll come in, we'll do a BOQ for you. And if you don't have the funds available, it starts to drag. So usually we'll ask that the funds are actually available and ready so that we can do that kind of a construction. But yes, we do build on individual lands, definitely, yes.
And how difficult is it to find space, land now, where you can, continue your estate business? Very soon you say, Greenville will be taken up, and then where to next?
So Mr. Fraser did a really good job with land banking, and he has a lot of different assets of land that we can tap into to sell properties. Obviously, we're always looking for good deals as well, but he's done a lot of good land banking over the years, and we have good assets so we can put out there. So every once in a while, once we finish one, we'll launch another one and launch. So you'll keep seeing a lot of new developments that are coming up eventually. But it's always a day-to-day search.
Without a doubt, I'm sure you've heard, people criticize real estate companies like yours, for quote-unquote making land unaffordable in this country, and all of that. But, what would you say is the a contribution towards the country's development of real estate companies like Global Properties Limited?
I mean, we're making a big contribution. You look at a place like Greenville today. Prior to us coming there, it was not accessible. There were no roads coming to Greenville. There's no electricity in that end. So imagine coming today and putting an access road where now everyone within that neighborhood can actually go through that environment. Number two, you have electricity as well, have water. So bringing all this infrastructure there, it's not cheap. So you might think, okay, the land cost it should be this amount. But what about the elements that we're adding to this land cost to actually make it more valuable for you? So yes, it is slightly a bit more, but we're making it also more valuable. We're not just selling you a plot of land where you have no way to get there, and there's nothing that you can do with that plot of land. So this is where I would kind of lean more towards and say that we're not trying to make it expensive, but we also want to make it something that you can access and also enjoy it as an investment, not just sitting there for how many years to come.
And in your kind of business, you need government. How does Global Properties Limited work with the government of the Gambia?
We're always reaching out to the government because it's a partnership. Because at the end of the day, when we bring development into certain areas, we're contributing towards the infrastructure development in the country.
Sure.
Now, it's always good to have government support us in terms of getting more access to land, be able to have land that also has infrastructure as well. So it's a give and take, I would say, but definitely we need to have government support. And in terms of regulation as well within the industry. I mean, we need to have people, we don't want any company just coming up and saying we're a real estate company. It's ruining the reputation of the real estate. When it comes to the court system, we want them to support us so that we make sure that people are actually being ruled, accurately. If they're land scammers, they should be treated accordingly. So for me, it's a give and take, I would say, but we definitely need the support of the government. When it comes to documentation, we need to have government input to help us fast-track these documents. Sometimes we know everything is in order, but maybe it takes a little bit longer to get the process done. So this is something we have to work with the government to get it done. But I would say it's a partnership with the government.
Has it always been a smooth partnership? Where you faced challenges, how have you tried to overcome those challenges?
I mean, it's always, you have to have that conversation at the end of the day to give your opinion. But for us, really, it's always being able to reach out and feeling comfortable because everything we're doing it the legal way. So we don't have any issues. It's a matter of going in and saying, hey, we're having these challenges and, how can it be addressed? What are the issues or what protocols do we need to follow? What is it that we need to do? But I would say being in this business for this long, we've mastered a lot of the things now, and we just follow due process, to be honest. And sometimes it does take longer. We just ask our clients to be a little bit more patient, that it's not within our hands. We have to, let the process, go through smoothly, and it does take time in some instances. But what can we do? What can we do? So we just keep trying.
And just to bring the conversation back to your Pink October offer for someone who might just be, tuning into the conversation, what's this all about again?
So it's all about Pink October. It's all about the women. So all the women in your lives to the men, I should say, because I don't want them to feel excluded.
Well, I feel excluded already.
We're offering a plot of land with 0% deposit, and monthly payments are as low as $20,833. And you put a deposit of $20,000 this month, and every other month for 24 months, and you will get a plot of land at Greenville, one of the nicest areas you can live in the Gambia.
Nyillan, thank you so very much for coming.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it always, and it's always an opportunity for me to be able to see what I can do for women, you know. And I would say I challenge everyone. I challenge even the banks, for example, because we're doing this at 24 months. What if the banks could do it for 48 months and 0% deposit? Imagine the likes of, Nyillan and others in other banks. If they did that, you do $10,000 a month.
Your namesake in Trust Bank.
My namesake, the superwoman, Nyillan. and you have EcoBank, you have all the other banks. But imagine if they were to just take out the deposits and just made it into equal payments. It would be $10,000 a month. And how many other women will have access to land? So for me, this is my mission. And I'm not forgetting the men, but I do want to highlight the women first, even in my leadership style at the office. But thank you.
That's Nyillan Fai, General Manager of Global Properties. You're with Coffee Time with Peter Gomez.
Jar Oil. The company have filling stations across the country, and our rates are relatively cheaper than anyone else across the country. Jar Oil is the biggest producer and distributor of cement in the country with the most competitive prices in the market.
Axila James Wave.
Yo, apply. Yo, luta do de. Luta mo nulo jël moto nga andil ma xaalis. Hello?
Bisul mu fay.
What?
Bisul mu fine.
Oh, yes!
Wave Axina Gambia. Deposit and withdraw money, pay bills and buy mobile credit without fees. Transfer money wherever in the country for only 1% fee. At Wave. Bisul mu fine? Wave. Your money is yours.